Okay, welcome to the webinar. Today we're going to talk about summer promos. This is going to be automotive specific. And I know that a lot of you are watching afterwards and listening afterwards, like on your way home or something to that effect. And so there are some graphics in here that are advantageous to you seeing, but other than that, if you want any of the artwork done for any of the things that we're going to talk about, just reach out to your client success manager. If you don't know who that is, just reach out to me and we'll get you connected. But summer comes, and this summer is a little bit different. When gas prices are this high, when you go into summer, it is different in the automotive space. It does affect the way that people spend. Some people end up renting a vehicle instead of driving their RV. We have a client, KJ's, that just bought an RV right before gas prices jumped, and they're going to be driving across the country. I can't imagine what that's going to cost. But if you do the math, if you're driving, you have 8 miles per gallon in the average RV, that's a lot of money because if you just rented a car and just rented a room when you got there, it would be sixes. And so I'm just teeing this up. People, when gas prices go up like this and summer comes, they're still going to go on their trip. They are just looking for value. And that's what I'm bringing up here. The mentality is the same. So some of you know that I have a partnership in a Christmas light manufacturing company. And when 2020 hit, we didn't think that that would really be that people would still buy Christmas lights, but they did. They just wanted value, and so they still have their festivities. July 4th still comes. People still buy rodeo tickets. People still go to concerts, all those kinds of fun things. They are just really looking more for value, bang for their buck. But entertainment actually it declines a little bit, but it's the value that sells. And so that's going to be one of the things that we're talking about today is just the way that buying happens over this summer. It still happens. It happens on value. And so one of the services that you can offer is an AC service. There you can either do a free no wrench AC check, and I saw that Amber's on here with J&G transmissions. There are transmission offers that you can do as well. The free no wrench inspection that really does well, regardless of what industry you're in. It works for air conditioning service companies that do residential AC. It works for also automotive repair shops that if you have a free no wrench inspection, you can apply it to AC, you can apply it to pretty much anything and it's going to work. So that is one promo that you can run. And then also there's a $139 AC service. This one I highly recommend because it does sell. It's very transparent. It's $139.97. This one's for 134A systems. And we have some, 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of the other refrigerants that are out. But if you make it specific for this type of refrigerant, then people have a good idea of what they're looking at. And if they get in there and you say, well, you have a different type of refrigerant that's actually more expensive, that can very well be accurate. And you can upsell at that time. But in the meantime, this is a very specific ad. It gets people in, and people know that, hey, I'm paying 140 bucks. They know that they're buyers. They're not just shoppers, but they're buyers if they buy this. And so I'm a big fan of this coupon. The cold air performance leak test inspection. And so we have some shops that they do the leak test inspection and they just let them know. I mean, this does include an evacuate and recharge, but they can come back to them. And if they do have a leak, just typically the reason that they would have to do a recharge, if they do have a leak, then that's an opportunity to upsell them and say, hey, we can fix this. We can run a diagnostic on this. And I won't go into how to do that. Most of the people on here know how to do that, but it's a good upsell. And if their AC is shot, then we do have some ACs that almost all that they're doing right now are cores and AC replacements, and so this does work well. Road trip ready. This one for most automotive shops is a no-brainer. This can also work in transmission as well. That you talk about the mountains that you're going to be pulling a trailer over, things like that. So you can just adapt it into trailer ready. And so that is something that I would personally buy. And so road trip ready, this particular package, you get your oil change, free tire rotation, proper tire pressure, top of all the fluids, and you do a complimentary no wrench inspection. You typically do this for the same price as you would an oil change. So like a 69.95 somewhere in there. And if they know that they're getting all those things, yes, they really do want an inspection at that point because they're going to go on a road trip. When you go on a road trip, it amplifies the unknown. This particular truck is in Zion's National Park, and I wouldn't want to break down in Zion's. I've actually been on a trip to Moab before, and I watched someone's belt come out of their vehicle and roll off into the sagebrush, and you don't want that to happen in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we were probably 2 hours from just a small town when that happened. So when people go on road trips, they do want an inspection. Some people say, "Well, I don't want you to give an inspection because you're just looking for things to fix." This is a different scenario. It's one of the reasons that I really like this package to sell. Other promos, graduation specials, college ready service. So basically, instead of the road trip ready, you're doing a college ready service. Grades get discounts. If they have straight A's, you're offering a 10% discount for their repairs, that kind of thing. They've worked really hard. Some people on here got 4.0s and it didn't really do them a lot as far as getting good deals. But in the community, if you're giving back to kids that are getting straight A's and stuff like that, I think number one, I think it's really cool that you do that. We have credit unions locally that say, hey, if you got an A, we'll give you 15 bucks into your savings account. That can add up if they have 8 classes. And so those types of things when you're giving back to the community is really cool, but at the same time, you're building your business. And also, by the way, the kids that have the higher grades can afford services. Those are people that you want to build relationships with. Father's Day, I like Father's Day promos. That can be a buy one, get one, or some of these other types of services can also be rewrapped as a Father's Day promo. 4th of July, people that know me know that I'm very patriotic. I like to give 4th of July discounts. And we even had one client last year that did oil changes for $17.76 for that. So 17.76. I know that things are a little bit pricier now as far as just even oil prices, fluid prices are all going up across the board, but you can offer discounts like that. So the week of the 4th of July, 1776 for oil changes, new customers only, I would recommend. Back to school really slows down. August, September start to slow down. And so I like to offer discounts for back to school. And we have one client that does free oil changes on one day for police officers, and then the next month they'll do one for healthcare providers. Just they'll go down through and do that, but you can also do that for teachers in September. Um, and you're giving back to the community, and people do share that. That is very shareable, and it can go viral in your local community. When I'm talking viral, I'm talking about filling your base for that day. And so you can also extend that if you want, but especially when you're working with educators, not enough people thank them, but this is a great way to bring in educators and to give back to your community and to build your business. So those are some promos that I do. Back to school, you can offer whether it be oil changes or transmission flushes or whatever it may be. You can go ahead and offer those things for back to school. So this is another one that I really like. I like to give out Otter Pops. So if anybody that comes to your shop, there's no age limit on Otter Pops. Obviously, kids love it when they come to your shop and you have Otter Pops to give them. If your little fridge doesn't have a freezer, you can get them for 150 bucks at Costco. But the Otter Pops, if you offer them, then uh, people they freaking love these. They go crazy for them. And so I like to give those. We could give drinks, whatever it may be. But I like these because they're individually wrapped and they leave with people and they make everybody happy. The kids are taken care of. They're not annoying other customers when they're there. So also company picnics are happening in summertime. This is ER Auto Care. They give out $50 gift cards. They sponsor giveaways for company picnics. They also do that for holiday parties, Christmas parties, those kinds of things. They'll give out a stack of them. When you give this out, it's if you flip it over, it's not, you can't use it with any other offer. So if they come in for an oil change, this is 50 bucks off your standard price oil change. It's not the promo price, which is, if you really get down to the skinny of it, it's typically what their irresistible offer is. But any company can give this out. This works. They give out, when they give these out, they'll give mostly 50s, but they'll give out a couple hundreds so they can be raffled off. They have to be used all at one time, so they can't just keep coming back and paying for services with their card. But like me, I'm a sucker for this. If I have a $50 gift card for, say, Sportsman's Warehouse, I'll spend, and I have a cart and it has $40 worth of stuff in it. I'll spend an extra 60 just to make sure that I'm able to use up my full 50. I don't know if anyone else does that. Actually, I do, because the statistics are strong that way to where people want to use up all of their $50. And so we've seen some really good things come out of this. You can give out discounts, or you can give out a discount card that has like 10 for 100, 20 off, 250, those kinds of things. These ones are the ones that really do well. You can give them out if you sponsor dun 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 dun, golf tournaments, those types of things. Then you can give those out. The scan to win is big. I love this. And yes, we can do this to where if they scan it, then they can go to a page that has a wheel that spins and they can win prizes. We have clients with that going right now to where you can scan something. It'll take them to a landing page. They win an oil change, or like I say, they can win a company t-shirt with your brand on it, hats, those kinds of things. We do that right now. It's possible. It's If you want that done, then just let us know and we'll make that happen. This is just they call them yard signs, but you can put them if you sponsor a hole at a local golf tournament. By the way, anybody golfing in a golf tournament, you want them as a client. So I err on the generous side when it comes to them. If I'm sponsoring them, I'll probably give away either merch or oil changes. I'll give it away on the high side. Don't be cheap on this. If you are sponsoring a golf tournament, these are clients that you want. They have disposable money if they're there supporting their community, and they are going to have nicer vehicles. I highly recommend this just because it's fun. You're giving back to the community, but you also get higher quality clientele if you sponsor those. Um, I like to also sponsor local schools, and we've had art contests for logos, for postcards. If you send out a postcard with art that has come from the local elementary school, and the kid got you can actually, on that QR code, when they scan it, you can actually have the little story of where your art came from. And so you can make your mailer out of artwork that came from the local elementary school. That's super cool. You can support. I'm really big on local bands to where if a band does an oil change promo, for instance, and you donate proceeds to the local band, that can be something that not only goes out on door hangers or something to that effect, but it can actually go all year long, as long as you have a QR code for people to scan. And anyone from that school, whenever they go and they use that QR code, then you'll donate to the school. You can do that, or you can do it a limited time only. Either one works. But these are some of the things that are coming up. I also like to, here's the local rodeo that we sponsor. We have other clients on here that sponsor rodeos. And the special needs rodeo, we're a sponsor for them. You see that it has our company shirts. When they came on and said, "Hey, we need shirts." Okay, cool. We write a check. This is a local pacing team for marathon pacing. I actually pay to join and volunteer with this. Um, but I mean, it's 20 bucks and I get to go volunteer and run marathons and help the local communities do these things. Other community events that I've done, I don't do it just, for business. Obviously, there's no business that comes to me from the special needs rodeo. I do it because I'm giving back and I love to do it. So when it comes to summertime, these are some of the promos that you can run. And if you want to call and talk to me about our specific business, we should meet together and go over some of the things that we can do. We actually had a, I'm just going to go ahead and close my screen, but we actually had a shop that was referred to us. They only wanted to work on Lexus and Toyota. That is a tall order, but we figured it out and we're running a pilot program for them right now that it is only going out to Lexus and Toyota owners from vehicles from years 2000 to 2022. So we're sure that it's a more modern vehicle, but it's also an expired warranty. And so if we get together on these things, give me just some time to think about it, we'll come up with a way to touch them. So did anybody have any questions or comments, things that have worked well for them? Okay. One other thing that I see that works that I didn't mention, here in Salt Lake, we have what's called Hometown Values. It's a little flyer that goes out just for summer. And if you're looking for an older demographic, that works well. I see that Greg's on here and Solo Tech, right in his neck of the woods. We have a similar piece that goes out that is working well for them. It does bring in an older clientele, but if you're happy with that, then that's a good way to go. It is not going to rival mailers or Google Ads or anything like that, but it is kind of a fun other way to do things. Anybody
One
else have
thing
any?
I've
Go ahead.
seen is popular is like renting a hot dog stand or a really popular food truck for a couple of days.
Absolutely. Especially some of you that have, I don't know why my camera wasn't on, especially some of you that have good frontage. That's a great way to do it. You can just offer to a food truck, say, hey, we'd like to offer you to just come and be at this location for free. So a lot of the locations they go to, they have to pay for. So that's a really good thing that has worked in the past is just offering local food trucks because they do have a following. Like for instance, here in Salt Lake, we have Waffle Love is one of the food trucks that we like. There's a fish and chips one that we like. And so if you offer to them, hey, you can come and have this as your location, they put it on their Facebook and their people come to your location just for the food truck. So that's a good call, Natasha. Okay. And then when fall comes, another one that we've been running with a couple auto shops that has really worked well is to sponsor the local field goal. And so at the local football games, and they basically, when the field goal goes through, hey, that's another modern auto field goal. And the bang for the buck that they get out of that, most of our clients will pay $50 for each time that they announce it over the field goal. And you can go as crazy as you want with that. But in Texas, where we're from, it is football, it's a religion, it's not a sport. And so when you get that kind of community support, it's a lot of fun. All right. And so J&G is on. Do you get work from the Tooele Bit and Spur Rodeo? I know it's on the other side of the mountain from you, but do you get work from it? Yeah, they get some. So the majority of what they do there is they're giving back to the community. And it's fun to talk about in social media and such like that. But that's really why they do it. They do a lot of nonprofit stuff through the year. Um, there's so many things that come across Amber's desk, and she's like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and support that." And so, uh, yes, you'll make money off this, but at the same time, giving back to the community is why you do it. So, all right. If do we have any other questions or comments? Okay. All right. One other last thing that we've seen is that we have a client that took in a stray, and so we just took pictures of them the first day, and then as that dog got meat on his bones and stuff like that, it was fun. I pulled on a new clientele, and so, but it was really fun on social, just saying, hey, let's name the dog, and so we took a poll and they named the dog. And as it got fat, so to speak, and stuff like that, it was really fun. So if anybody has strays that they take in, Amber, I know that you live off of a you have a park across the street and stuff. So if you have any strays that come in, we can take pictures of them and talk about them. Or if you have strays that you did take in, you can give stories of, say, hey, you've seen the captain. When you come in, this is where the captain came from, and just kind of tell the captain's story. So it's really fun.
Yes, you know that we have our cat, and every time a vehicle comes in, the cat has to give it a once over, and we just call it the cat scam. So it's fun. The customers get a joy out of it.
That's awesome. So yeah, let's take a picture of the cat and we'll put a cat scan post up. It's fun. So, and then also if they ever see cat prints on their car, they won't complain if they know it was just a cat scan. So at any rate, yes, summer's fun. It's full of creativity. It's full of community. And I love giving back to the community. So we will talk to everyone next week. But in the meantime, if we haven't had a meeting in a month, please let's get it scheduled. We have intentionally overstaffed our client success management. We are really trying to give better customer service. I know that it sucked in the past, and that has been our 2026 thing is to really improve this. So we've been hiring and hiring in that. And so please let's meet once a month and move the needle. So I know that leads are really expensive right now in a lot of industries, especially the automotive industry. And so that's when we have to get creative. And so clear on down to we bought some email lists just recently that are model specific and age and vehicle specific. And they have actually been working well. So they're cheaper than Google Leads in the long run. The first month you have to pay for them up front, but then you own the list and you can do whatever you want with it. So they're running, depending on the city and how specific you are, they're running about 30 cents each for the address and email. About 60% of them have an email address attached to them. So at any rate, if you're looking for that kind of thing, then we can look that direction. So, okay, everyone, we will talk to y'all next week. We appreciate you.